Hey guys, this is Gear Guy 226 coming at you with a flashlight review. Today we'll be checking out the Olight S1 Baton, so stick with me. Alright guys, we're going to be taking a quick look at the Olight S1 Baton. And before we get started, I just want to kind of go over some of the packaging and some of the accessories that come with it. So it's going to come in this little plastic box. Nothing incredibly fancy, but it definitely works. Once you take that out, you've got your instructions that are basically going to discuss runtime and all that good stuff, and it's also in a few different languages, which is nice. Also, you can see here on the front it does say accessories, so when you go in there you'll see that it does come with a lanyard, and it's a nice soft neoprene material with a slider here to adjust it for you. And another cool thing that Olight actually includes is this little needle that you'll see, and that is basically to allow you to thread your lanyard through the lanyard hole. So you can see that the hole is rather small, so you guys that try to run a paracord lanyard probably not going to get that to work on this one. So to be honest with you though, my personal preference, on a light this small, I choose not to use a lanyard. So we'll go ahead and talk about some specs and then look at the light itself. The light is just over 2.4 inches in length and slightly over 0.8 inches in diameter. It's made out of 6061 T6 aluminum, and it does feature a Type 3 hard anodizing, so it's going to be quite scratch resistant. Looking at the pocket clip, your pocket clip is actually stainless steel, and as you can see it is removable, and you can adjust it to where it's either bezel up or bezel down in the pocket, so that's a nice feature. Also, one of the nice things about this light, because it is so lightweight, you can actually clip it onto the bill of your hat if you want and use it as a headlamp, which is pretty cool. Also, the bezel here, that blue color, is a stainless steel bezel as well. Talking about the lens is actually what's called a TIR lens, which stands for Total Internal Reflection. Basically what that does is makes this light a very good floodlight. It's not going to be a serious thrower, but they do say it has a maximum beam distance of 110 meters. So like I said, it is going to be more of a floodlight, and you can kind of see how the bezel there is a little bit recessed, so it's a pretty neat feature. The switch is of course on the side there, and it is silicone and a little bit recessed, so you don't really have to worry about accidentally turning it on when it's in your pocket. It uses a single CR123 battery, and there you go. And my light was provided by Edison Bright, and Edison Bright actually provided the battery for it. There's a quick look, because this thing does not include a battery. So go ahead and get that screwed on. The threads are really nice. Typically with flashlights though, I'll go ahead and put some silicone grease on the threads just to protect it a little bit better. One of the really cool things about this light is the tail cap is actually magnetic, so there's a little keychain and it'll pick it right up. It also is flat, so it will do a tail stand for you, which is really great. And just to show you, the magnet on it is very strong, so here it is on my refrigerator, and it holds on there just fine. And it is waterproofed to IPX8 standards, so it is going to be submersible down to 2 meters or 6 feet. And it also weighs in at 30 grams, so that is without the battery, and of course your weight with the battery is going to depend on what type of battery you run in there, whether it's a lithium, alkaline, or rechargeable. So that's a quick look at the specs, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the modes and operation of the light. Alright, the S1 Baton has 5 modes, 3 of which Olight calls their standard modes, 2 are special. It has a maximum output of 500 lumens, which is honestly a little bit crazy. For a light that's as small as this is and as light as this is, 500 lumens is absolutely incredible. At that 500 lumen setting, you're only going to get a minute and a half of runtime. After that minute and a half has expired, it's going to step down to 300 lumens, and at that lumen setting, you'll get 90 minutes of runtime. Your medium is 80 lumens, and at 80 lumens you will get 6 hours of runtime, and then your low is 8 lumens, and at 8 lumens you'll get an incredible 40 hours of runtime. Your 2 special modes are a moonlight mode, which is a half lumen setting, and you get a runtime of 25 days on that setting. It's not very bright, it's not going to light up a room. What it's good for is map reading, document reading, or seeing in a tent if you're out camping. It's going to help kind of preserve your night vision, and it just lasts a ridiculously long time. The second special mode is your strobe function, and the strobe will last at 3 hours. So we'll take a look at the operation of it and cycle through the modes real quick. So your first mode that we'll look at is the moonlight, and to access it you're going to hold the button down for 2 seconds. There you go. And that's that half lumen setting that we talked about. And the light does feature memory, so when we click it once to turn it off and then click it again, it's going to go back to the last mode that it was set on. To cycle through the modes, you're just going to hold the button down, and it will cycle to the low, then medium, then high. And again, it does feature memory, so if you stop it on the medium, then click it off, next time you turn it back on, it's going to be on that medium setting. So we'll cycle through them real quick. Low 8 lumens, medium 80, and then your 500 setting. So as you can see, that is insanely bright. We'll turn it back on and cycle to the low setting. To access the strobe feature, you can do it from any of the modes. You're just going to click the button 3 times and you'll get that that strobe function. So we'll do that real quick. There we go. And that strobe, as I mentioned, is absolutely debilitating. And once you close the strobe or turn the light off and then turn it back on, it's going to go back to the setting that you had it set on prior to that. Another neat feature that the light has is a auto shut-off timer, and to access that, what you're going to do is get the light in the setting that you want and then double click the switch twice, and what you'll notice, it's actually got 2 settings for auto shut off. One is a 3-minute and the other is a 10-minute setting, and you'll see in just a second the light will basically blink once or twice to indicate which one. So we'll click it, go ahead and click it twice. There, it blinked twice, so now it's set for the 10-minute auto shut off. Click it again and it blinked once, so that would indicate that it's set for the 3-minute shut off. So that's another nice thing about this light. And that pretty much sums it up. Again, this is the S1 Baton by Olight, and if you would, go ahead and like and subscribe. I'll be posting more videos as soon as possible. At the end of this video, I'll do a couple of beam shots inside. I don't really have access to outside to do those, but we'll do a couple of indoor, and then I'll also attach some still images of it. So if you have any questions, comments, just leave them in the box below, and as always, thanks for watching. Alright, we're going to go ahead and do some beam tests inside. I know you can't see it on the video now, but we are about 10 yards away from my front door, so we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to start on the moonlight mode, and there you can see it is on. Again, this is half a lumen. The camera's not going to pick it up, but in person it doesn't really light up a room necessarily, but it is enough light to where you can easily navigate, and see what's in front of you, and it's also going to preserve your night vision. So this setting, I love it, for its intended purposes. So we'll go ahead and step it up to the low. There you can start to see a little bit more. Again, that's my front door there, and the camera is making it look like it's got a bit of a hot spot. In person though, it is definitely more of a flood. It certainly fills up the room in this mode. You shine it on the ceiling and you're going to be able to see quite a bit. So this mode is great. There is your medium. And this really lights up the room. Great little setting. And then your 500 lumen, and this makes nighttime go away, for lack of better terminology. So really great setting, and we'll click into the strobe just so you can see it. And that pretty much sums it up. I do want to give a quick shout out to Edison Bright for providing this light for me to evaluate. I'll provide a link to not only this light so you can purchase it, but also their store so that you can check them out. They're a great company, they're a pleasure to work with, and I highly recommend them.